We are very excited that you have joined us today. Welcome to the Treva and Kevin Show, the all-new Treva and Kevin Show.
Well, we're glad to be here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's exciting and thrilling. Boy, we've got some things to share with you that we know will lift you up. So stay tuned, perk your ears up a little bit and watch us. We're going to make you happy for just a few moments.
We will do it because, Kevin, we're talking about the power of relationships.
Testify.
And, of course, our relationship in this ministry, the Treva and Kevin Show, has sustained for nearly 9 years and counting.
Yes.
And we want to say thank you to all of our fans and viewers. And so we dedicate this show to you. And so don't touch that dial. Tell a friend you're watching the Treva and Kevin Show.
Be inspired, learn and grow. Reach up higher, joy in stereo. Come join the conversation. It's the Treva and Kevin Show.
Good morning, everyone. It's the Treva and Kevin Show, and you're watching It's the Power of Relationship Show and maintaining them.
Yeah. Relationships, a lot of people, everybody has relationships. You can put it on that sliding scale.
Yes.
They say, well, what is your relationship with this person? Or do you really know them? Are you close to them? Mm-hmm. So 1 being the least and 10 being the highest. But really, that's where the power is.
Yes.
You know what power really is? It's organized effort.
Okay.
That's where we need power to have success. So everybody wants to know, okay, Treva, what is this formula for success? You're around all these successful people, from movie producers to actors and actresses. You've been around them. And one of the things that when I've been with you that I've noticed about those people, I don't ever see any of them that are not positive. Mm-hmm. That's why they are stars.
I love
because
that.
they shine, and you see the countenance on their face.
Yes.
And so, quite frankly, we feed into each other. I heard one of the executives say his New Year's resolution was, my wife and I will be around no negative people. We're not going to hang around them.
Okay.
And I don't want to hear negative talk. I don't want to hear you talking.
It brings you down.
Come on now.
Yeah, it brings you down.
So we choose who we're going to associate with.
Right.
And who we're going to bring into our private circle.
Yes.
And so when you bring positive, optimistic encouragement, you can't do anything but win.
You can't. And when we talk about the power of relationships, whether it's love and marriage, in your business, friendships, whatever, there should be love. There should be kindness.
Yes.
There should be respect and empathy and compassion. And I love how we always talk about on our show, you never look down.
That's
on
right.
anyone else.
Come
because
on.
You can be up one day and you can be down the next. And so the power of relationship, it has to be strong, and also maintaining our relationships, and you have to work at them. A lot of times we don't want to put in the work, but we have to put in the work to maintain even this relationship with our television show. We have to arrive on time. Yeah. We have to have our clothing. All of that has to be together. We have to prepare for the show. So we're maintaining the power of having even this talk show, the Treva, and it takes a team.
It does. Treva, when you were saying never look down, I heard it said, well, a little razor blade, they are sharp, but they can't cut down a tree. And an axe, it uses it, but it can't cut hair. So the point of the lesson is that you can't look down on the little or look down to the big.
Right.
Because we all need each other, because we all serve a purpose.
A mighty God.
So the truth is, what is success? It's organized effort. Now there's one more little part of this.
Okay.
It's called harmony. And if you have a relationship with your wife and there's no harmony, you got to make it a priority.
Yes.
And with your employees.
Yes.
If we've got someone.
A commitment to excellence.
Hello.
Come on.
That goes to the next level.
Yes.
Now we can put it together, me and you can get along good, but if we don't, we start with harmony, our friendships, what brought us together.
Yes.
And then we hold each other accountable for a commitment to excellence.
And you can't fake it. Like, we can sit here all day and say we're great friends and we get along, but you would be able to see that in our relationship, the way we speak to one another,
Absolutely.
We conversate, and so it's real. And so I encourage you to go where you celebrate it also and not tolerate it.
Sarah, I asked her last week, we were going down the road and she was helping me, and I said, well, what do you think you've learned? And she said, well, Go where you're celebrated.
My favorite.
And not where you're tolerated.
That's right.
Now, I used to say that was Kevin C. Kennedy, but the truth is, it's such a great idea. Treva is the one that shared that with me, but I shared it even more than Treva because it
took it
has
further.
power.
That's right.
I took it to a new level,
did.
inspired some others.
Yes.
And you know, quite frankly, we want to celebrate this moment together.
I know, and it changed my life. Didn't it change your life?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Things that you
Words can change your life, Treva.
And it's empowering. And it's inspiring, and it's so motivational. It's a blessing to wake up every day and to know that God is shining on us, and He's pleased in how we treat our employees, how we treat men and women who come into our lives, our children. That's another thing.
Amen.
We have to love our children. They may not be, doing everything that they need to be doing, but we have to still love them.
That's good.
And unconditional love.
Well, in the law business, I say I've never seen the perfect family. I have not seen that. And they say, well, what about a dysfunctional family? Well, let me tell you, everybody's got somebody in your family that is not functioning
That's
like they
right.
should.
Yes.
That is the real world. And God knew that when He created us. Some are stronger than others.
Yes.
Some are smarter than others. But you and I are called to help others. So where is your calling? Where is your pull today on those? You can say, well, I'm done with them.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that in the Bible. Do you remember a Bible verse that says, I'm done with them. I'm not going to help them anymore?
Well, I am guilty.
Testify. Go ahead and confess.
I've said it, and sometimes you feel like you get pushed in a corner. That may not be the way to handle it, but every one of us at some point we have been done wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
By someone. But it's how we handle it that makes all the difference.
Yes.
Do we do unto others as they have done unto us?
No.
Or do we show that agape love and we love them with an everlasting love?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm just being honest.
Well, you're being real. And when I
being
have
real.
you throw it down, everything you said was true. But then I always have to go back to the Bible.
That's
and I
right.
want Bible. I want
Yes.
biblical counseling.
Yes.
Somebody said, well, I don't want to give you that kind of counseling. Well, you're not giving me the truth. The Bible
That's
is
right.
the truth.
And that's the final word.
Hello.
That's
and what
the
did
say
Jesus
so.
say? He said, how many times do I have to forgive Treva? He said,
7
turn the other.
times 70.
That's correct.
Yes.
And so we're all have been done wrong.
Now,
I'll
what about-
guarantee you, we went through the audience, everybody out there is going to say, one time somebody did me wrong.
Yes, and there's a song for that. There's always that song that someone has done you wrong, but give it over to God. Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, believe them. What do you think about that?
I think she was a wise woman. And I love these little sayings because the little sayings change lives. They hang around in your mind.
Can a zebra change its stripes?
Well, they say a leopard doesn't change his stripes, and so I'll take the zebra. And what does that really mean, Treve?
What does
you
it
got to
mean?
watch those people.
Okay.
Because if they're you and I said it earlier about making deals. You can't make a good deal with a bad man.
With a bad man.
Because somewhere he's going to cheat you, somewhere he's going to lie to you, somewhere he's going to misrepresent
Okay.
you. And you may not detect it today, but believe me, sister, one day you will detect it.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you all with a scripture, and then we're going to come back with our guest. Mr. Thornton Cline is here. 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels,
Amen.
and have not charity, I am as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. So even though someone has done us wrong, they've wronged us,
Come on.
we still have to walk in love. At the end of the day, like Mr. Kennedy was saying, it's about love. It's about what does God have to say about it. There's my version, and then there's whose version?
The other version.
Which is God's version.
Yes.
And he says, I am the way.
The truth
on, you know
and
it.
the life.
Come on.
No man cometh to the Father but by me. Now, the truth is we don't have to do business with unscrupulous people, and we really shouldn't. We're not going to be foolish
No.
because if we were foolish, we
Thank
would
you for
disappoint
sharing that.
and we'd lose our resources that are valuable
Yes.
and needed for the advancement of the cause of Christ. There's 1,000 kids that need help to go on a mission trip this summer to share the good news.
That's
If our
right.
business didn't work, we couldn't help.
Okay.
So we can't do business with people who's going to cheat us. So we've got to use our best judgment, inquire, and kind of know what we're doing as we move and
Okay.
move cautiously.
All right.
That honors
well,
God.
Thank you so much for Mr. Kennedy for that. And we're going to take a break. We need to do that. And we're coming back with more.
Coming
it's the
on
Treva
back.
and Kevin Show. You're watching. Thanks for watching. We are back with one of the most inspiring persons that we know, a guest on
It's
our
true.
show. It's Thornton Cline.
Yes.
And Thornton, you are no stranger to the Treva Kevin Show. Why do you continue to come back?
I have such a great time with you. I just want to say thank you for you make it such a fun time. I just really enjoy
You know,
it.
Thornton has written more books
more
than
books.
any
Anyone
author
that I know.
that we've ever had on this show.
On this show.
Nobody,
Even you and I combined.
Us combined cannot catch up with him.
Thornton.
He's a machine. Go ahead and testify. You got some new projects going now, Thornton.
Well, first I want to give God because He's the only. I
Give Him the
credit
glory,
because
God.
you know what? If He didn't give me the talent or gifts or whatever, how would I be able to even do
Yes.
this?
Wow.
And the energy.
Energy.
Because
The
men
drive.
can come
You have
up
to
with
have
that.
that.
Yes.
And Thornton's looking younger too.
Yeah, I
You
think
notice that?
these new works is bringing the best
I
out
think
of
so.
you.
You need to help Kevin.
No,
Help
so a
him
little
out.
success will do that to you. It'll roll the years back, let me tell you. And he's only on here visiting. You're around Treva all the time. That'll put some years on you. Get back to the new work.
Okay. This is the second book of a 30-book series.
Thank
We've
you,
been contracted with Intense Publications out
Okay.
of Dallas, Texas, and it's called Mrs. P series.
Oh, my
and Who
goodness.
Stole My Keys? This is book 2, written with Lacey Carpenter. You've had Lacey on the show here
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Very talented Lacey Carpenter, who's a fiddle player of the year, won those awards, and she's also had publications with Hal Leonard and Intense Publications. So she's very talented. And Lily Grace Jackson did the illustrations.
Yes.
17 years old.
Amazing.
And Mary Grace Jackson, you've had her on the
Yes.
show. And Lily, I think you've had Lily.
Yeah,
on.
Lily's been on it with us.
Absolutely.
And she did. I'm really proud of just.
Well, what you're able to do, you're able to give a platform for these young people
Yes.
to express themselves. Long after we're gone, that
Absolutely.
next generation is still going to be writing, still going to
Yes.
be illustrating,
That's true, very true.
breaking records. And you know, quite frankly, if Lily broke
Thank
your
you.
record,
That's for you, by the way.
you did
Thank
a
you.
great job. So tell us about the others.
Okay. Now this was for you.
Oh, thank you.
Both you.
Wow,
Copy.
thank you.
Mrs. Treva, who stole my keys? It wasn't Miss Treva because
Oh,
she just
my
loses her keys.
I do.
She
I do.
does.
Yes.
Well, this is actually based. Both these books are based on true story. It's a fiction book, and they're middle grade readers. But out of Sumner Academy in Gallatin, there's a real Mrs. P, and she's coming. She surprises us sometimes as a guest at some of our library tour visits and things like that.
Yeah.
And this is the first book. I showed this, I think, on one of the last episodes.
I love this.
And this one's called Mrs. P. Your Hair's on Fire. That's book 1.
Yes.
You can get this anywhere. I mean, at Amazon, or you can get it at Barnes and Noble. It's actually even in Walmart.com too. All the
Wow.
different places.
Now, who did the illustration?
Illustrations are on both of them was Lily Grace Jackson.
Again?
Can you believe it?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, she at the time was 16. Can you believe it?
She's
Now
very
17.
talented.
She's very talented.
She's passing you, Treva.
I'm
She's
telling
going to
you.
pass
Oh,
you.
my God.
You better go to work,
I
Treva.
love it. Congratulations.
It is beautiful. We
Yes.
love that.
Okay.
Tell us about these.
Okay, now these. Some of these are what we call reprints, like the second edition prints.
that means you sold out the
This was
first
the very
edition.
first one that you remember.
I
think we
remember
showed that
that.
on the show.
I
This
love
was
it.
Mary Elizabeth Jackson and Alice Antony, who's the illustrator on
Yes.
that one. And then this is the second book, Foolicious Look at Me. And then this is the third one, which just came out this year.
wow.
And it's a really cute book. It's called Foolicious, all the series of The Wonder of Me. And actually it follows Mary Elizabeth Jackson's son, Carson, and it shows, it actually documents, which is so beautiful. It documents him as a baby and a toddler, and it keeps on going. That's what she's wanting to do with this series, is to keep documenting
Beautiful.
her
I
children.
love it.
Isn't it?
It is good. You know, if you don't set the standard, so someone can see this and say, you know, that is a great idea. Did you ever think of this? Because books are really a platform of creativity. And they say, hey, I can do that with my family member. My family member's got a little uniqueness, and they can take part of your idea and open a whole new world.
Exactly. And she came to me, Mary Elizabeth Jackson, on this first one, this
Yes.
first book. And she told me about this idea, and I said, "Poolicious? What does that
I
mean?"
remember that.
Poolicious. It's kind of like
Yes.
supercalifragilistic.
Wow.
I mean, it's a totally made-up word. I'm going
Illustrations,
illustrations and everything, and so I said, "Well, yeah, I really like it." So look at the illustrations on
It's
this.
so vivid.
See, look at this one right
Yeah,
here.
the colors are magnificent. I do love that. And that's what brings people, it entertains children. You know, on the wall at my wife's school, to the top on your way, read a book every day. That is the prelude to write a book. And so many people out here want to write, but they've never had the opportunity. So if there's some listening, they say, how could I get started like you, Thornton, other than come follow Thornton around and watch him?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about what we leave to the next generation.
Come on.
Because that really is one of my purposes besides writing books and sharing books so people can read, students, because I'm going to encourage literacy. But the other thing is that it adds a whole dimension, a whole different legacy, people that follow the generations. And I'm trying to, Mary Elizabeth Jackson and I and Lacey Carpenter and all of us are trying to work on that next generation, encourage them and inspire them. That's what we want to do so that they can come out with amazing books and help people with literacy. And, you know.
Yes,
So how does one get started? You have an idea to write a book, but what happens next?
Well, first of all, you got to stick with it. Like Kevin said,
how many books were started and never
I know.
finished?
And how many things
Are started
and never,
true.
you know, so that's right.
The difference.
So you got to start it, and you got to believe in it, and you got to continue with it. You can't let up. You can't. There's lots of things in life that distract us. All things, you know. And they're important things in life too. But I mean, it's God gave us that gift. That's the way I look at it every day.
Yes.
Lord, you gave me this gift.
Amen. Use
talent.
for His glory.
If I don't use it, what's going to happen to me? It's going to.
Yeah. So
That's
let's hear
amazing.
this. The inspiration for this, was it in happy moments in your life? Was it random moments in your life? Or was it sad moments in your life that said, wow, the revelation is this?
Both. Some of the songs were sad moments, which we're coming to in a minute here, but the other ones have been sad moments. I mean, happy moments. And what they do is, sometimes it's amazing how God's given to me. I will just capture a moment in time, like maybe right now.
Yes.
This is a moment in time.
Come on.
I might even write a book about
I'm feeling it.
Treva Kevin Show.
Illustrate me real
That would be
thin.
great.
Thornton, tell the girls, put me thin.
But you know, I believe Mary Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I believe they wrote a book and they included us in the intro. I'm not
Yes,
sure
they
who it
did.
was.
Yes.
Lily, I think.
Yes.
Lily.
Yes.
Yeah, in her book. She has another book.
That is great.
And we're
What
like in
an
the
honor.
intro. Now tell us quickly about your song.
Yeah.
Okay, the song, by the way, one more quick thing is I
Okay.
do want to thank you for asking me to write a foreword for your book.
Yay!
I wanted to bring that up.
Thank you.
Which is really cool.
Impressive.
So I'm honored to that.
Healing for my body. I'm a miracle.
No, it's a
Thank
great
you
book.
so much.
It's a great book.
I'm honored. I was
Just wanted-
honored. I'm still honored.
I am too, and I just thank you for that.
That is great.
And so the song is called, well, this is the second number one I've had. I've actually never had any number ones up until this point. I'm honored with just anything being on the charts. Or
Come on, tell us
You know,
it's
I mean,
true.
but I've had top 10 songs, but not number one songs.
Amen.
So these are pop songs out of Nashville. The gentleman's name is Lucky Boy. That's a funny name, but Luckie boy.
Okay.
Very young kid, about 22 years old. I don't know if you want me to call him a kid or not, but he's great singer. He's a great producer. And the song you'll be hearing today
Yes.
is called Hourglass, and it's number one still for 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
On the world charts as well as the European charts.
Come on.
And that-
Thornton, your head is getting so big.
Well,
Scoot over. He's
Come
got to
on.
have some.
Well, it blew me away because
Hey.
I'm saying, Lord, what are you going to do
Here,
next?
go ahead and look, before we close out, go ahead and autograph, sign my book,
yeah,
sign my copy.
Yeah, we'll
please.
get this.
This is
worth
Thornton
something.
Cline. He is an amazing author, a singer, a songwriter. If you've not followed him, you need to follow him. His information is on the screen, and we're so grateful for the work that you are doing.
Yeah, number
And
one
we're out
on
of
the
time.
chart.
We're out of
Man,
time. So
I'm
thank y'all so
inspired.
much, and it's been a great show. Now
Thank
enjoy the
you,
song.
Thornton.
It's wonderful. What's the name of the song?
Hourglass.
All right, enjoy it right here on the Treva and Kevin
The
Show.
best is yet to come. God bless you, Thornton. See you soon.
Slipping through the hourglass, slipping through the hourglass, time is running out. Slipping through the hourglass, slipping through the hourglass, time is running out. She could have chosen anyone in this world, but she chose to be with me. A hot cover girl, a shining star, a warm-hearted angel who loves tenderly. Yeah. Lately her eyes have been on someone else, and it's my own fault if she leaves. I'm afraid the clock is running out on us. Send her flowers into her knees. Time slips through the hourglass. She could be gone in a flash. All our love could go down the hourglass for sweet memories of our past. Slipping through the hourglass. running out. I've been busy on things that didn't matter, and I've left her lonely for too long. I've got to fight to keep my one and only, or wake up and find that she's gone. Ooh. If she walked away from what's meant to be, I'd be crushed and torn apart. Got to give her my shoulder. In my time, I got to love her with all my heart. Time slips through the hourglass. She could be gone in a flash. All our love could go down the hourglass with sweet memories of our past. Lately her eyes have been on someone else, and it's my own fault if she leaves. I'm afraid the clock is running out on us. Send the flowers into her knees. Time slips through the hourglass. She could be gone in a flash. All our love could go down the hourglass with sweet memories of our past.
All right, it's the close of the show. Treva and Kevin, you know what? It has been a wonderful show. I
has been.
always love hanging out with you, Mr. Kennedy.
Well, when we have people that are talented and men who are accomplished,
Yes.
they get my attention.
Okay.
Because I love to see winners. You know, it's
Yes.
been said winners never quit.
Okay.
And quitters never win.
Nice.
I think about the books that were started. I think about the houses that were started and the projects that were started and never completed. So I'd like to say, okay, me and the Lord is going to do this. Well, what are you talking about?
That's right.
I commit all my work to Him.
I love it.
And then He'll give you the strength
Yes, He will.
and the finances and whatever's necessary to complete
I
that
love it.
work.
And I want to encourage you all who are watching today, stay focused, stay encouraged, keep your eyes on the prize. Mr. Kennedy, he always talks about how God is able and that God can. Remember, in Christ, you can do all things through Christ who gives you the strength. Whatever you're going through, whatever your facing, this too shall pass. And when I think about all of our extraordinary guests, Mr.
Yes.
Thornton Cline has been on our show today.
Yeah.
We've had more than 400 tapings,
Episodes that are
of
out
the
there.
Treva and Kevin
Man,
Show.
and I saw you on some of those. I didn't know
my
who
gosh.
you were. You
What?
look so young and so.
I am young. I'm
Come
still
on.
young.
Yeah, you.
Well, we want to truly thank you for watching, tuning in from week to week, and it's always exciting. And final words, Mr. Kennedy?
We love you and we love God. We encourage you to commit all you have to the King. Watch what a transformation will happen in your life, your family, your business, your career. God bless you. I'm Kevin Kennedy along with Miss Treva Gordon, and we say we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Amen. God bless you all.